just gonna be looking at one of the new Xbox controllers today that just came out recently with the new Xbox. This unboxing review is mainly for those, like, I haven't gotten the new Xbox yet. So I'm still on the Xbox One, just waiting to see, more things about it, because I don't think there's even that many games out for it yet. Yeah, this review is mainly for people that have, the old Xbox and trying to see if it's compatible with the new controller. Even myself, I had one of the newer controllers from Xbox, but it ended up breaking, so I had to revert back to my old controller, like the very first one. So I'm gonna do some side-to-side comparisons. Just taking it out of the box to show you guys. It does feel different from the one that I have. Again, remember that, like I said, I have the old controller, the very first one. So it does feel different in that sense, but I don't think much has changed about it. There are a few changes, but I'll mention those along as the video progresses. But yeah, the bottom pretty much looks the same. You have your 3.5 headphone jack, the port for the Xbox. They did put a USB-C at the top of the controller now, so no more micro USB for the charger. Comes with 2 batteries, as you guys can see. Little packages in the bottom. Just the instructions for the controller. It comes with the Xbox Ultimate Game Pass 14-day trial as well. So for those of you that don't have it, you guys can go ahead and try it out. It's pretty good. I would recommend you get it. I just wish they would put more selection, but again, like I said, it's pretty good. Yeah, just a book showing you how to set up the controller. I'm gonna be bringing my controller now just to compare it side by side. Before I do that, just a few things. I've been playing Xbox since probably 07, 08. The one thing I will say though is I do wish Xbox not so much change their controller, but at least change the battery aspect of it, like where you gotta buy the rechargeable pack. But PlayStation, they have their built-in battery, which I understand. I mean, it's a business; they gotta make their money, and there's pros and cons to it. Meaning, I'm sure with PlayStation, if your battery or something messes up on the battery, you gotta go and get that replaced or get that repaired. Where Xbox can just go get a new battery. So I get it, but it is a little annoying sometimes having to, have that external battery kind of. But again, it has its pros and it has its cons. But overall, the controller is pretty good for gaming. You can see side by side, I've shown you guys, not much has changed to it. They added the share button, which again is something PlayStation had, and I think other systems have had for a while. So in that regard, Xbox was a little bit behind, but they added it this year. I'm going to show you guys later on in the video how it works, as well as some other things. Xbox did say that latency has been dropped on the controller, so it should be a little bit more responsive when playing games. So we'll see how that goes with the gameplay that I'm going to show you guys. Just have 2 different angles for you guys, showing you playing Madden. Feels pretty good in hand, I'm not gonna lie to you. It has the textured grip on the bumpers. If you guys had the controllers, you probably remember or probably know, sometimes your fingers would slip if you're holding the bumper a little too long, or you're trying to do a certain thing with a certain game that where you had to hold on to that bumper. So it's less likely to slip now, your finger's less likely to slip off of it. The D-pad, they changed it as well. Not too much difference, but it looks like the Xbox Elite controller's D-pad. I'm just gonna fast forward here to a little bit of gameplay before the video's over. But yeah, it's pretty responsive. Again, guys, like I said from before, this review is mainly for those, if you guys are switching from those older controllers. I feel like the controllers that they dropped after the first controllers are probably very similar to this one. But yeah, mainly for those people switching from old controllers to this one, if you're still on the Xbox One as well. I would recommend you get it. It feels pretty good. I feel like it's a little bit smaller. You have the 3.5 headphone jack. It has Bluetooth, so if you have wireless headphones for gaming, you guys can plug that in as well. And it does have a couple of new features, like I said, guys, the latency's down on it, so it is a little bit more responsive. And that is true. When I was playing the game, like calling hot routes and doing audibles and stuff, it was a little bit more responsive. So that's a true claim. And you can see I pressed the share button. If you hold it down, it records the game clip. If you press it, it does a screenshot, like a screenshot of the game, and it uploads it to your Xbox the cloud, pretty much, so you guys can share it with your friends and or go back and look at it later on. So having to go back to the menu to try and get the capture from like the last 15-30 seconds or whatever, you don't have to do that anymore. You just press the button and it captures it for you and it uploads it by itself. So that's pretty cool to have on a new controller as well. Other than that though, not really many changes. Like I said, even Xbox said it themselves, there's not really anything that they've changed. They felt like their controller was good in terms of what the market was offering, so they didn't really change much on it. They just added a few little upgrades here and there. But like I did mention, there are those things that people who are Xbox users do wish Xbox would change, but it's a big corporation, it's a big company. I doubt that they'll ever really listen to, you know, what consumers are saying if they feel like their product is good in their eyes. But it is pretty good. Like I said, it's, other than the battery thing, and the look of it is fine, like I don't mind it at all, like it, and the feel of it is good. Other than the battery thing, which again has its pros and its cons, there's nothing really new about the controller. It's almost the same thing. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this review slash gameplay with the new Xbox controller, the Shock Blue. If you haven't gotten one, if you're wondering if it's compatible with your Xbox or not, it is compatible. It does work. It just has a little update at the beginning before you actually use it. It doesn't take that long, maybe like 3 or 4 minutes depending on your Wi-Fi probably, but the setup is pretty easy. As you guys know, you guys press the button at the top and the button at the side of your Xbox if you're on Xbox One to connect it to your Xbox, and you're pretty much good to go after that. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. That's it for the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you guys want to see anything else.